Om Shanti. I was just saying that we tried to squeeze in this program from 9 to 10 tonight because there is no other time either tomorrow or day after tomorrow before we meet Bap Dada. And I'm going to speak on the subject, what consciousness to keep in mind whilst meeting Bap Dada. Though of course, as Baba has given us this wonderful knowledge of the drama, that nothing is new. Whatever happens has happened in the last kalpa also. So though you may be first-timers in this kalpa, but you have met in every kalpa, and therefore it shouldn't be new for you. But still, it is important to give some sort of guidelines for the first-timers, as it will definitely be a new experience. But what should you expect and what you should not expect, all that is important to know. So when we say we will be facing Bap Dada, Avyakt Bap Dada, we have to understand this term very well first. Do all of you understand this code word, Avyakt Bap Dada? Yes? I will elaborate a little bit. These are Hindi words. Avyakt means angelic, something which is not corporeal, something which is beyond the physical plane. And Bap Dada means father and grandfather, or we can say brother and father. There's a pun on the word Bap Dada. Bap in Hindi means father, and Dada in Hindi means grandfather. In Sindhi language, the meaning is different. Bap means father, same meaning, but Dada means brother. So it means father and grandfather coming to meet the children or grandchildren, or you can say brother and father coming to meet the family. Now we have to understand this. Shiv Baba is our father, and therefore we say Bap, and Brahma Baba is our brother, Dada, elder brother. He's a soul. Brahma Baba's soul is not the supreme soul. Shiv Baba is the supreme soul. So father and brother, Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba, come to meet us. But on the other hand, it is father and grandfather. Brahma Baba is our father and Shiv Baba is our grandfather. So we can say it in this way, or we can say it in the other way. It means Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba come to meet the children, but in a different form, in the body of Dadi Gulzar. Actually, Brahma Baba is the medium of Shiv Baba, and that medium remains. From 1937 onwards, Brahma Baba became the medium of Shiv Baba and imparted the knowledge for the change of the world, for ushering in Golden Age, and that task is still continuing till Baba has completed the task of the establishment of Golden Age. But for the first 33 years, from 1937 until 1969, Brahma Baba was in the corporeal form, and Shiv Baba's soul would enter in his body and speak to the children, meet the children. But on 18th of January 1969, Brahma Baba's soul became perfect, complete, and ascended to the subtle regions to be with Shiv Baba all the time, so that Shiv Baba could do the task of establishment of golden age at a faster speed. And therefore Shiv Baba called Brahma Baba's soul there. And Brahma Baba's soul did not come back in the physical form to take rebirth, but he is in his angelic form, in a subtle body, in the subtle regions, waiting there so that children become perfect and all are ready to return home to the soul world. But until the children become perfect, Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba's task continues, but in an angelic form, and they descend in the body of Dadi Gulzar. So we can say that from 1969 onwards, that is for nearly 35 years, the angelic form appears or comes and works through the corporeal body of Gulzar Dadi. Now, we have to understand a few things here, because then you'll be able to accept it properly, well, with full understanding, and also get an experience. Because physically it will be Gulzar Dadi sitting, and she'll go into trance, and there'll be a jerk, because when the soul detaches from the body, that jerk comes in the body. But then she goes to subtle regions, means the soul doesn't leave the body, but she goes in a state of trance. And she experiences herself in the subtle regions, and there she meets Bap Dada in the angelic form, Shiv Baba, the Supreme Soul, and the perfect soul of Brahma Baba in his angelic form, angelic light form. And Dadi Gulzar is also in her angelic form. She meets Bap Dada there, conveys the message, gives love and remembrance of the children to Bap Dada, and then Baba sends her soul into deep sleep stage. She just loses the consciousness of anything, of everything. And then she doesn't know what happens. But here, in the physical world, in the corporeal form, we see that gradually the eyes open. But it's not Gulzar Dadi coming back, but it is Bap Dada. Sorry. In the body of Dadi Gulzar, whilst Dadi Gulzar's soul is in deep sleep, and Bap Dada descend in her body and starts speaking through her mouth. Before that, Bap Dada give drishti to everyone. And then the microphone is placed and Baba starts speaking. When I say Baba, it means Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba. But now both are in a combined form. Brahma Baba cannot be separated from Shiv Baba. Actually, it's not that Brahma Baba becomes Shiv Baba. No, Shiv Baba's soul is separate, Brahma Baba's soul is separate, but both come together Shiv Baba does not have his own body. Brahma Baba has his angelic body, and how that angelic form comes in the body of Dadi Gulzar, and Shiv Baba's soul and Brahma Baba's soul start working together. It's like a duet, but one microphone, both speaking together. Sometimes it's two speaking also. Shiv Baba says and Brahma Baba says. Sometimes like that also it's in the Murli. But then we understand at that time, at the beginning when Baba comes, Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba's soul speaking through the mouth of Dadi Gulzar. So Dadi Gulzar is a trance medium. The physical medium is of course Brahma Baba. But because Brahma Baba's physical body doesn't exist anymore, so they take the body of Dadi Gulzar, who is in a trance state, in a state of trance. And therefore she doesn't know anything. It's like, someone renting a house and then staying in that house. Sometimes even the landlord is in that house, but in one room, and the other rooms are occupied by the paying guests or by other tenants. So like both descend and take the body temporarily and speak to the children. And then 2 hours, 3 hours, Bap Dada speak to the children, and then Bap and Dada take leave, and then the eyes shut, and Dadi Gulzar is back. And we can feel the difference immediately when she is back. She is in her normal state. But when Bap Dada are in her body, there is a change on the face, change in the drishti, change in the behavior, change in the attitude. Everything is different. Everything is different. It's nothing of what Gulzar Dadi would do otherwise. Even the language is quite different. You can feel it. It's not Gulzar Dadi at all. Now, that is the main thing to understand. But what consciousness to keep, that is also very, very important. Why Gulzar Dadi is the trance medium for Bap Dada to descend? Once Baba had given a beautiful, beautiful murli about Gulzar Dadi's soul. Gulzar Dadi's soul is very special. Of course, all the Dadis are special, but each one has their own speciality. And Dadi Gulzar is, of course, very special. She came to Baba when she was only 8 years old. You will hear her class tomorrow morning. She's going to give a class tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So it will be for everybody and you will hear her. And then day after tomorrow when you meet Baba, it will be totally different. So tomorrow you'll be able to get an experience of her class. So Gulzar Dadi came to Baba when she was only 8 years old. She came with her mother and she was probably in the third standard in school. And then when she came to Baba, that was it. She never went back. So she studied only 3 years of school, that's all, and came to Baba. And the rest of the teachings she got in Baba's Yagya. But the important thing is that she became a trance messenger right from day one. She started getting visions right from the first day. Because as she came in front of Baba, and Brahma Baba gave her drishti, of course Shiv Baba was in Brahma Baba's body, and Baba gave her drishti. The moment she took drishti from Baba, immediately she went into trance. Very innocent girl of 8 years. She knew nothing of the world. And she saw a lovely vision of golden age, in which she saw Krishna dancing and a beautiful garden and a beautiful palace, everything very, very beautiful. But when she came back into her consciousness, everyone asked her, what did you see? What did you see? Because they were anxious to know. She was lost in that state of trance for a long time, with eyes closed and just enjoying and smiling and dancing, but not aware of what was happening around her in the physical world. So when she came back into her consciousness, everyone asked her. But she was so timid, so shy, so, introvert. She hardly spoke anything, hardly. And they tried to ask her what she saw, but she couldn't answer. She didn't have words to say what she saw. So they showed her a picture of Krishna and said, did you see this? She said, no. Because, that picture of Krishna, the worldly picture which people sell in the world, that picture of Krishna was nothing compared to what she saw in the subtle regions or in trance of golden age. That was so beautiful, unexplicable, couldn't be explained. And compared to that, this picture of Kali-yuga, Krishna of Kali-yuga, or you can say the pictures sold here or painted by artists, was nothing. Was absolutely like ugly compared to what she saw there. So how could she say that she saw this one? And she didn't even know that she saw Krishna, She was so innocent. But that's what she saw. And later on, of course, when she grew up, she realized that she saw Krishna. So what I'm trying to tell you is she was that innocent. And she was the first soul to get the vision of subtle regions also. Because at the beginning, those children who would come to Baba, they would get visions of golden age, that is heaven, visions of soul world, visions of destruction, visions of Vishnu, or they used to say Brahma Baba is Sri Narayan, Mama is Radhe or Lakshmi. They used to see visions of Shiv Baba, but nobody saw visions of subtle regions at the beginning. But it was Gulzar Dadi who got the first vision of the subtle regions. And all that experience which she got happened all of a sudden. It wasn't planned. She was just sitting in silence, and all of a sudden she felt a strong pull, and her eyes shut, and she went into trance, and she saw the world of subtle regions. Now, how did she see this world? If you have, like we saw the moon, if it's the full moon, you feel the moonlight spreaded all over. But what if there would be thousands of moons together? How much light would spread all around, is it not? So that's what she saw as in the subtle regions. That the cooling light of like thousands of moons, white, silvery light all around. And in that silvery light, she saw angelic Brahma Baba in a body of light. She saw Shiv Baba's soul and Brahma Baba's soul, two souls shining in the forehead. And she saw herself in an angelic form. And she didn't know what she was seeing and why she was seeing all that. And that angelic form of Bab Dada, Brahma Baba, told her that I am the complete form of Brahma who is in the corporeal world. And Brahma Baba, after he attains perfection, will become this one. Baba pointed out towards himself. And then she saw that how that corporeal form, ordinary form, merging into angelic form and becoming one. And Baba told her, go and tell this to Brahma Baba in the corporeal world, that you have your angelic perfect form in the subtle regions, which you will attain when you become perfect and complete. Well, she came back, saw herself back in the physical world, and revealed the secret to Brahma Baba. of which he did not know earlier. So Brahma Baba too felt that he had this perfect form in the subtle regions and he had to attain perfection in order to become that. But what would he do through that angelic form? That he didn't know. And how he would attain, when he would attain, that was not known. But he knew that he had this perfect form in the subtle regions which he had to attain after he attained perfection. That was it. So keeping that in his consciousness, Brahma Baba started making efforts. And each one saw Brahma Baba, like as if he was attaining completion. They could feel how he was so detached and loving, and sometimes they would see his subtle form even in meditation. So this experience everyone would have in meditation. But then Brahma Baba's efforts were very, very deep because he had his aim that he had to attain perfection. So on 18th of January, Brahma Baba attained perfection and went to the subtle regions. But now we didn't know what it was all about and what to do next. As you all know that Dadi Prakashmani, she was right in front of Brahma Baba. At the time of Brahma Baba leaving the body, she was standing right in front. Baba was sitting on his bed. It was about nearly 9 o'clock at night after Baba had completed giving the Murli, speaking the Murli. Everyone was retiring to go to bed. And Dadi ji came to Baba's room in Madhuban, Pandav Bhavan, just to say good night to Baba. And Baba was sitting on his bed. That bed is still there in Baba's room. When you go to Madhuban, you will see it in Baba's room. So Baba was sitting on his bed with his eyes shut. And Dadi went and stood in front of him. Like anyone would go and just stand in front of him. And the Baba opened his eyes and gave his hand, like he put his hand forward. And Dadiji gave her hand forward and Baba caught hold of it. So it was like hand in hand. And Baba's drishti and Dadi's drishti one. And at that very moment, Brahma Baba left the body. Hand in hand, drishti with drishti. That's what Baba says in the Avyakta Murlis, that Baba willed all his powers to Dadi, will power to the Shaktis. So Dadi was an instrument one standing in front of Baba at that time. Baba did not say a word. Yes, in the class, he gave the Murli, spoke the Murli in the history hall, which is in Madhuban. When you go to Madhuban, you'll see it, or those who have already been there have seen it. And he finished the Murli and came out and stood at the threshold, at the gate of the history hall, turned back, bowed before the children, and spoke 3 words, which were his last words. And those words were, "Children, may you always be bodiless, egoless, viceless." Okay, Baba takes leave. Otherwise, Baba never used to say Baba takes leave. He would say, okay, good night, namaste, that's all. But not Baba is taking leave. But that night, he spoke those 3 words at the doorstep of the history hall and said Baba takes leave, and he went to his room. And Dadi had the thought, let me go to Baba's room and say good night to Baba. And she saw Baba sitting and she got hold of Baba's hand and drishti with drishti. It's like Baba was waiting for her to come. Dadi Janki was saying today in the Kumar's class that sometimes you don't even have to say anything, but just have a strong thought and that soul will appear. You don't even have to call out, but thoughts reach the thoughts. And how she went, Dadiji went, and Baba was like waiting for her to hand over everything in a subtle way, without saying a word. So that was it, but for Dadi it was a new experience. She never expected it. The doctor was called, but the doctor said he couldn't do anything. The soul had left. Anyway, Dadi got the courage and she phoned all the seniors, all the centers, come to Madhuban. Just come. Baba is calling all of you. He has attained Avyak stage, angelic stage. So this angelic stage, Avyak stage, these words were spoken from that time onwards. Before that, it was not known to that extent. Anyway, the body was kept in state for 3 days. 18th night, 19th whole day, night, 20th whole day and night, and 21st at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when all the seniors had come and everybody was there, the body was cremated at the place which is now the Tower of Peace in Pandav Bhavan in memory of Brahma Baba. So there are 4 special memories of Brahma Baba in Pandav Bhavan. One is the hut, which you will see. The hut reminds us of Baba as a friend. You know, children used to meet Baba individually or personally in Baba's hut, where Baba used to sit and talk to the children in person or write letters to the children. So that's a small hut. The next is Baba's room, where Baba spent so many years doing tapasya. The third is a history hall, where Baba spoke the Murli. All these Murlis which we revise have been spoken in the history hall by Brahma Baba. And the fourth is the Tower of Peace, which was actually during Baba's time a big playground type, where Baba used to play cricket and badminton and, you know, play games with the children, outdoor games. So that place has now, they became the memorial, and the Tower of Peace is built at that place where the body was cremated. So all brothers and sisters, Baba's children go to Madhuban, especially to pay homage to Brahma Baba, that's fine, but also to experience the tapasya which Brahma Baba did when he was in the corporeal form. So, well, the body was cremated, but whilst the body was in state, in the history hall, the body was kept for 3 days and for nights, and, you know, and children did tapasya for all the time. During the time, the body was in state in the history hall. And during those moments also, Dadi Gulzar was a chief trance messenger who would take message of Dadiji to Baba, and she used to see in the subtle regions how the corporeal Brahma Baba had merged in the angelic Brahma Baba, and it had become one. Before she could see two, Baba used to send her and, you know, to find out how close he had come to the angelic form, and she would come and tell what she saw, that how he was coming closer and closer to his angelic form. And when Baba did attain the angelic form, there were no more two forms, only one form. The corporeal had merged in the angelic form. So Dadi Gulzar asked Baba, Baba, how did you go away? Why didn't you inform us beforehand? Baba said, Baba is not gone. He is with the children. He will always be with the children till the end. And the children will accompany the father when all will return to the soul world. So Baba cannot leave the children. So this was one important thing. And therefore, Dadi Gulzar brought that message that Baba has not gone. Baba said he has only changed his dress and his room, that's all. He has changed his physical dress and put on an angelic costume, changed his physical room, the corporeal world, and taken an angelic room, means the angelic world. So that's all. He has not gone, and he will continue to do his task of world transformation with the children under Shiv Baba's directions. Anyway, but then again the next day, another question from Dadiji, that Baba, what was your experience when the soul was leaving the body? You know, the departed souls can give the answers. They can tell the experience through trance messengers. So Baba gave the message that when the soul was leaving the body, At that time there was a pull from three ends. One pull was from Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba was telling Brahma Baba's soul, now come to me, come to me. And we have to work together to do this task of establishment of golden age at a faster speed. And therefore Shiv Baba was pulling the soul of Brahma Baba towards itself. And the second pull was the end of the karmic accounts with the body. Because Baba did have chest pain for the whole day. And Dadi did ask Baba, Baba, should we call the doctor? Baba said no. In today's Murli, Baba had mentioned that, when your body is for Baba and you're reaching that stage, then even doctors are not needed because the soul was attaining perfection. What would the doctor do? So Baba did not want the doctor to come and touch his body also, So Baba had refused to call the doctor. There were no BK doctors. Doctors had to be called from Mount Abu Hospital. We didn't have Global Hospital there at that time in 1969. So Baba said that the second pull was the end of karmic accounts, the final accounts been settled. So that pull was there and yoga power was conquering the karmic accounts. And Baba was attaining karmatit stage, finishing off all his past karmic accounts and attaining perfection. So that was the second pull. And the third pull, of course, was the children, because Baba had not said anything to the children. But then Shiv Baba's pull was stronger because Baba told him, child, you have to come back to me, and it is Shiv Baba's responsibility of world establishment, golden establishment. Therefore, Brahma Baba was only an instrument. And Brahma Baba obeyed Shiv Baba's instructions and the soul flew to Baba. So this was Baba's experience at the time of leaving the body, without saying a word. But to the trance messenger, Baba gave this message. And then again another message from Dadi, Baba, what to do next? Baba said, wait for the 21st, after the body is cremated, and Bap Dada will come to meet the children and give you further instructions. So that was it. So after the body was cremated on 21st of January 1969, we all had a bath and everything, and we all sat in the history hall, and Dadi Gulzar went into trance, taking bhog with her. But then usually whenever she used to go into trance, she would go into trance soon and then come back also soon with the message. The eyes would open and she would be back, and the microphone would be placed and she would start speaking. That was a normal trend. But on that day it wasn't that same method. She went into trance, there was a strong jerk, and then after a long time the eyes opened. But the opening of eyes was also not the usual way. They opened very, 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 very gradually. It's very different from supposing you're in deep sleep and all of a sudden you wake up. You keep you make your eyes wide open. You don't open your eyes gradually, do you? When you wake up from sleep. No, you immediately wake up and your eyes are wide open. But this was different. The eyes opened very gradually, very, very gradually. And then the glow on the face became more and more prominent. The eyes became more and more powerful like. And it was Bap Dada in her body giving drishti to everyone. And there was pin drop silence. Such a powerful charged atmosphere. And the microphone was placed, but then for a long time Bap Dada did not speak but just gave drishti. And then when the microphone was placed, the voice was so soft that the microphone had to be put to full volume, because the voice was very soft, like a whisper. So naturally the volume has to be made more. But then when the volume is put to full, the voice is put to full volume on the microphone, you can understand it becomes a distorted voice. When it's too loud, it becomes a distorted voice. A soft voice made to full volume, it becomes distorted. But once we asked Baba, Baba, why is the voice so soft? Baba said, this is the method of the subtle regions. Corporeal world has sound. Subtle regions has no sound. It is just the movement of lips, that's all. And soul world has no movement of lips also, because no body in the soul world. It's just like in a dream, Now I can give you an example of a dream. In a dream, you understand each other. You're talking to somebody, he's talking to you, but there's no sound, no? You're not speaking you are speaking. The lips are moving, but only thoughts are understanding. There is no voice. But you can understand each other because thoughts are understanding. So that is what is experienced in subtle regions. And the result was that the voice is spoken, means Baba starts speaking. So Baba spoke at that time. And then in that Murli, Baba answered all the questions. Whatever questions Dadiji had. How the yajna will run, how Baba will continue to speak the Murli, how Baba will continue to give blessings, and the Murlis will be sent to centers, children will continue to come, and then at the end, Baba called Dadiji and Didiji and put his hands on their heads, that is in the corporeal form. Now they are the responsible souls, and Baba will give instructions or Shrimat through them. So Baba gave all the instructions and then left. So that was the first Avyakt Murli we received on the 21st of January 1969. And since then, we are receiving the Murlis, we are hearing them, we are meeting Bap Dada. But of course, before Baba used to meet individuals, give blessings individually. But now since children have grown, the expansion has taken place, it's not possible to give blessings to individuals. But of course, Baba speaks the Murli, and three things are our birthright, which we will continue to get till the end. One is the Drishti, the second is the Murli, and the third is the Toli. So we will continue to get all these three till the end, till we attain perfection and we all return home. Then Baba's task will be finished, Sangam Yug will complete, and giving teachings will finish, everything will finish, and it will be time for us to return home, when we will become perfect and return home and then come back in the golden age. So Baba says this work will continue till we attain perfection and establishment is complete. Om Shanti. Thank you very much. Okay.
बरसात कीजिए।